Hello and welcome. Today we're counting down the top 10 facts about nutrition and metabolism that you may not have known about. So most people think that food is digested in your stomach, but it actually starts being digested while still in your mouth.
Dietary polysaccharides are first digested in the mouth by salivary alpha amylase, which breaks down the glucose alpha 1,4 glucose bonds. In fact, studies show that those with a low level of salivary amylase predisposes them to obesity.
So don't know if you knew this, but fiber can't be digested by our bodies because we lack the enzymes to break it down.
So you know all those ads declaring how their food is high in fiber? You're getting zero energy and nutritional value from that. But wait, it's still very important on the back end. Literally. Without it, pooping would be terrible. And it actually helps weight loss, control blood sugar, and reduce the chances of several chronic diseases. So eat your fiber, people.
Anyone that knows me knows I'm a big believer in bread. So here's the science to back it up.
45 to 65% of your total daily calories for an adult should be from carbohydrates. Carbohydrates are essential for your body's energy production. Also, red blood cells need a constant supply of glucose, aka carbohydrates. They can only use glucose. Probably most importantly is the fact that the brain needs glucose to function. Proteins and fatty acids do not cross the blood-brain barrier. If you are lacking those oh-so-important carbohydrates, your body resorts to starvation mode and produces ketone bodies to fuel the brain instead of glucose. Makes me wonder about all those people on those no-carb diets, or those so-called meatheads. Now I fully understand that expression. Yikes. How's the health of your brain?
Some fats are bad. Duh, we all knew that. But other fats are actually crucial for our diet.
Some fat leads to coronary heart disease, while others help reduce the risk. So how do you know which is which? Basically stay away from trans fat and saturated fat. Instead, choose foods with monounsaturated or polyunsaturated fats. Monounsaturated fats have one double bond, and polyunsaturated fats have several. These double bonds affect the melting point, so you can usually tell the good fat from the bad fat just by looking at it. Unhealthy saturated fats and trans fat are usually solid at room temperature, such as pork fat or butter. Mono and polyunsaturated fats are usually liquid at room temperature, such as olive oil and tuna juice. Tuna juice.
So on the note of fat, some of the best types are the polyunsaturated fat that contain omega-3.
This type of fat is usually found in fish and not only helps fight against the risk of coronary artery disease, but can help protect against irregular heartbeats, helps to lower blood pressure, and decreases overall chances of sudden cardiac arrest.
Did you know that approximately 5 to 10% of the digestible energy in food is used in a process of what's called the thermic effect of food, or diet-induced thermogenesis? This is where you use that energy to digest, absorb, and distribute all those macronutrients. So, it costs food to eat food. The equation for weight loss is simple. You need to use more energy than you absorb.
You can do this by increasing physical activity or decreasing your food intake. However, what makes it more complex is the fact that this will be different for all of us. So don't think that just because certain exercise or diet works for one person, that it's going to work for you. Diet and exercise should be assessed on an individual basis.
So doctors all across America use what's called the BMI index to help classify and determine obesity.
I find this to be a very flawed system. The body mass index only takes into account your weight and height, nothing else. The exact formula is weight in kilograms divided by your height in meters squared. Anything over 25 is considered overweight, and anything over 30 is obese. So according to this system, I'm overweight. I don't think I'm in perfect shape, but for someone who is more on the scrawny side, to be called overweight would make me think this system is very flawed.
Glucose is the main source of our body's energy.
So many of us are worried about consuming too much glucose because we don't want to get fat. The good news is that even after consuming excess glucose, the body doesn't convert it to fat right away. It gives you a chance to go to the gym sometime between the next 10 to 18 hours to get rid of it. How nice. So how does your body hold on to this excess energy? It stores the excess glucose as glycogen in the liver and skeletal muscles, which holds a 10 to 18 hour supply of glucose. The glucose in the liver storehouses can be used for blood homeostasis, but the glucose in the skeletal muscle can only be mobilized during exercise. So after that storage center is saturated, then, you guessed it, the excess energy is converted to adipose tissue, aka fat.
I'm starving!
I hear this expression thrown around all the time when people begin to feel the little grumblings in their stomach.
But this, of course, is a hyperbole. Technically, if you've eaten anything in the past 4 hours, you are still in the fed state and are still processing your previous nutrient intake. If you have eaten anything in the past 3 days, then technically you aren't starving. You're rather what's called the post-absorptive fasting state. When you're starving, your only source of blood glucose is gluconeogenesis. That means you've depleted all your fat and all your glycogen stores. So next time you feel the sting of hunger, maybe try a more accurate declaration, such as, I'm famished, or my glucose levels are feeling extra depleted.
So I hope you learned something new today, and I'll see you next time.